Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to day 20 of Off the Board with Pineapple Papers, and it's Monday. So on Mondays it is also Secret Not Secret Kit Club Scrapbooking with a Twist, a lovely series that I am doing with my friend Karina, who is participating over on Instagram. And throughout the month of July, Christina is playing along, because what Scrapbooking with a Twist is normally Christina issues me a series of challenges to use my kit. Now that could be a sketch, a story-focused layout, a grab 5, an image inspiration, all sorts of different challenges. And of course, because we are doing Off the Board in July, Christina sent me a series of pins, and she's using those same pins. So she'll have a video up today, and Karina will be over on Instagram. And as you know, I often talk about during our Secret Not Secret Kit Club parties how Christina, Christy, and Sarah sometimes send me on these awesome rabbit trails. Something sparks an idea and off I go down into a rabbit hole, rummaging away off on a rabbit trail. And I sent her a message, oh my gosh, this morning, and I said, my God, you can even send me on a rabbit trail with a pin. Here is the pin. And that gave me trouble, and trouble not really in terms of, oh my God, what am I going to do with this pin, but rather, what am I going to choose? It sparked all sorts of ideas. The first one was simply a layout with one of those pop and twist. Actually, it was a challenge issued to our team by another team during the Secret Not Secret Kit Club party, and we all sort of went, yeah, no. Maybe the pop part. So that was my first idea. I was going to do a layout with the pop part, sort of like a fold tied, where there would be some journaling inside. And I know I had done something like that at some point, but right this minute I couldn't put my hand on the layout. And then I got to thinking. So you're going to have a bunch of examples. I'm sorry, I've not finished anything today. I will come back because this has sparked a whole bunch of projects that I'm going to put in place for little presents and for Christmas. But this is what I started to do based on this lovely pin. And I love it. So there you go. It is like this little mini album. So here you go. So it's twofold. So I've done this on the front. There's no title yet, and I'll come back and show you that in a bit. But then a little mini album, kind of little folded thing that will come out. Isn't that cool? That is cool. I sort of love this idea. I'm sure I didn't invent it. I think I did for this particular one, but I know I really did not invent it at all. And my idea behind this is this one has 12 fronts, so it could be a whole year of photos once a month, for instance, maybe of your children, that you could then give to your parents over Christmas. What I might do with this one, you're going to see in a moment, I might do a little separate mini album for Gwen, in addition to the large album that I'm doing with just one photo a month of Diego that she could have in her backpack to carry around and show. You know, when you ask somebody, oh, do you have a photo of your kid? And they do, oh, yes, and then they have tons. Or she could, you know, give to her mom or to her dad as a present, and then having just this lovely little cover to it with a tie makes it quite easy to transport. So you do this lovely little bow, And there you have it. So here could be something, and I'm thinking here, if I use this one actually for Diego, I think I will get Christina to maybe make me one of those lovely little acrylic pieces that she's making now with Diego's first year, or a year in photos, or Diego a year in photos, something like that. So what did I do? So let me just give you a quick idea, because this is very, 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 very simple. So it's one 12 by 12 piece of cardstock cut in 3 pieces of 4 inches. So 4 by 12, 3 4 by 12 strips. And then each of the 4 by 12 strips I scored at 4. So that gives me 4 by 4 panels. And then we just do a mountain and a valley fold. So scored down at 4, then do a mountain and a valley fold. So a valley and a mountain fold. There you go, there you go, there you go. Now, however, if you want all of this to be larger so that you can have 12, let's say 12 photos, you have to do a little bit of sticking these together, which is, you see what I have done here. So we'll do this one, this one, this one, and this one this way. Now you see what I have done here is I took 2 panels and I just simply glued them together so that so you see here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I have 10 panels. Now if I add another here, I will have more than 12, but then we can cut it down. So all I basically do here, let me just get some glue. I forgot my glue. There we go. And I'm sorry if this is a little bit dark. It's really pouring this morning, but I really wanted to get this done early this morning because we are going to have a very, very hot day today, and I'm going to have to close up and put all the fans, and then that gets very, very noisy. So right now you might be hearing a little bit of outside noise, just some little fresh air noise, but I think that's still better than fan and air conditioning noise. So folded. So now you see here, this is a mountain. This one here is a mountain fold, so we want this one to be a valley fold so that we can continue on the same basis. And that's about as complicated as this gets. So I'm going to use some wet glue here. I hope my head is not in the way. Right here, right up to the fold. We are going to pop this in, right, butt it up, but not quite up, just the smidge, not even a 1/16 of an inch, but so that the fold does well, not even a 1/16, just a smidge, glue it down. So now we have 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all you would need to do here is just, you know, cut one of these off if you wanted to have 12, or you could leave this extra one here, and instead of doing a cover like I did, you could just use that extra panel as your cover. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that at all. And then when I got this done, I went, how am I going to do the tie on this? So I decided to do a cover, but you could just add this one and add a little glue here with a piece of ribbon. Just, you know, tuck a piece of ribbon here and then a piece of ribbon over there, and you would still have your tie. So there you go. So now you see that gives us, isn't that fun? And it's 4 by 4. Isn't that fun? And then once you've done that, then you go into your scraps or your bits and pieces. Now I'm using, of course, my 5th in Monaco, but I tried to use bits left over from other layouts. This is a piece from my stash. that I put here. So just to show you what I did for the cover. So this is some very thin chipboard, just some very thin chipboard that I cut a quarter of an, half an inch longer, of course. So this being 4, I went to 4.5, or maybe even, I think maybe even 4.75 by 4.25. So you see this fits nicely in here. And then of course I scored it so that I would have a good half an inch here, so that my little album, once it's full, sits comfortably in there. And then on the back here, I just glued my ribbon all the way along. So you see now I'm going to decorate the back here, but I really wanted to show you how simple this is. You basically just put a line of dot runner, permanent runner on the back here, and then you have your ties, and you come back and decorate the front however you want to decorate it. And for each of the panels, I went about 1/8 of an inch less. So these are 4 by 4. So I went to 3, and did I do 7/8 or did I do 15/16? I think I did 7/8. I think I did 3 7/8, just so that we would have just a little bit of a border all the way down, for a couple of reasons. I think it's nice to have a little matted border behind it. It makes it a lot easier not having to, cut over, having some overhangs, or here in the corner for the fold, and then it gets stuck within the fold. So I found it a lot easier to just take it down by 1/16 or 1/8 of an inch. See what is more comfortable for you. And then I just cut 12 panels that were that square, so 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, and then just arrange them in a pleasing way throughout. That is the first step, throughout the entire little album, so that you would have all sorts of little different panels, lovely little colors, repeating some of these on the background. And I just glued all of those down. And I used wet glue for this to make sure that the back panels are going to stick and going to hold, because this might be, used quite a bit. And then it's just a question of going into your stash and grabbing scraps and things that might be on your desk to do some fun little decorating. So you see here on this page, I just took a couple of little circles and the outlines that I had, and you see you could take a smaller picture, but then you could just tuck a picture up here, which is the idea that I have for this one. And if you were doing months, then you simply up in the corner put a little number, a flat sticker with, which reminds me, in my How to Kill a Kit with Style, Christy sent me a whole selection of those lovely, they look like the Simple Stories 4x6 sheets, and they're all numbers. Awesome. So you could just put the month in each and every one. Then you see over here on this one, I put a larger circle, and I had this little square that was sort of already decorated. If you watch my sampler scrapbooking series, you saw that I make all sorts of little embellishments with leftovers. So here is one of those little embellishments. I just put a little bit of glue down this side and the bottom, so it makes a fun little pouch here to pop a picture in, just like that. This here. Now you see here I haven't finished it because I just got too excited. Then once I started doing this, it gave me all sorts of other ideas. Then you see over here, I just had a piece of cardstock left. I did the same thing. I just did a little half circle here, and this photo is too big, but you would take a smaller photo, like a 2x2, well, or maybe longer. It would be longer than 2, and then you can tuck the photo in here, or you could tuck a little tag. See, this fits in. You could tuck a little tag in here and bring the tag out with just something cute. Put a little bit of twine in there and put a tag. And so on. And you can do all sorts of fun little ideas. Filling that up, and then you see over here, I just took a tag, I lined it with some paper. You could put that on the side here with a little bit of twine through it. One of these up in a corner. I mean, the colors here don't match, but you see this kind of idea. And then here, if you use a little tag like this, you could actually put a little photo here, and then just tuck in a little bit of journaling here in the back. So isn't this fun? It's a fun little present. Now, I am going to come back. Would you like to see me decorate this and do a little bit more? Because I'm definitely going to do. The other thing I thought, sorry, I'm all over the place here because there's all of these ideas. The other thing I thought is something I could do maybe for my mom. My mom loves animals. She loves kitties. Of course, where she is now, she can no longer, at her age, have a cat. Although in the residence they allow cats and very small dogs, of course, Mom can't bend to empty the litter. And we tried those litters, thingy picker-uppers, that where you could do it standing. Didn't work for Mom. Bending down to feet. Long story short, my mom is 92. And although it would be lovely company for her, she rather visits people in her building that do have cats. Not now, of course, because they're still not visiting each other, and gets her dose. But I thought, excuse me, I could do her one of these with just like the 12 faces of Chopin or something, and she could have it on her little bedside table or carry it around with her and just sit and look and bring her a little bit of a daily smile. So would you like me to see me work on this and make it a project? Because if you did, then in August, I will come back once I've figured out exactly how I want to decorate this with all the photos, and we will do it together. And then it gives a fun little present. So that's where this pin from Christina sent me this week. And then that gave me some ideas of other things that I've done in the past that we might be able to do together for Christmas. And this is this little box with little tiny 3x3 cards. And I have this, I did this years and years ago. Years and years ago, but it's fun. And I did make a larger one of this as a Christmas present one year for my mom and for my second mom, kind of, for Deb's, my bestie's mom. And I had made them the regular A2 size, and I had made them a dozen cards of all occasions and this lovely little box to put them in. And these are just some fun cards that I have here when I send out a quick little present or something, all sorts of fun little cards in a box. So it gave me that idea, which would be something fun to do. So I'll do that with you at some point as well, because these little boxes are so much fun. You could put chocolates in them at Easter, some tea bags, so all sorts of little presents can go into there. This is something that I received. My lovely friend Miriam from France sent this to me, and it's got the tie as well, with just a lovely post-it note inside and a chipboard cover decorated, and she did the same principle that I did here for the tying. And then last but not least, now here is a little mini album that I made years ago. For lots of reasons, it never got to the person it was destined to. And the inside here is what's decorated. I'm not going to show you that because it's private, but that's another fun kind of album to make, little mini album that you can make. And you see here, that's that accordion fold. So that basically this portion here gets stuck on the back here, and it gives sort of the flap and the fold. And then inside, I think I had not finished it, so none of this was decorated, but I do think I did all of the insides. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to make one and show you that kind of little fun mini album, which would be an awesome, awesome present for, you know, grandparents that live far, far away, that, you know, we don't get to see as often, or even in these times, so that if, you know, the second or third or whatever wave comes along, we might have had a chance to see our loved ones and give them this, so that after, when we're back to Zooming and Skyping and FaceTiming and duoing, they have some photos. So there you go. So there is this lovely rabbit trail that I went on for this pin. I'm sorry, this video was probably a little discombobulated and I didn't really finish anything, but I hope I've sparked a lot of ideas and inspiration for you. I will come back with this one and this box for sure to give you some ideas for some Christmas presents throughout August, September. And we are doing our, of course, Christmas series on the 25th of every month, but maybe towards November I'll do a 10-day Christmas little present making series. What do you think? Would you like that? Let me know down below. Meanwhile, of course, everybody who is playing with Off the Board today is linked down below. Please pop on over and see. For sure, there's Crystal, Kathy, and Megan. They've been doing it with us every single day. Christina is playing along with me, and she'll be using this pin today. Karina is over on Instagram. And I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Bye.